The following video contains partial nudity, sexual themes and overtones, vulgar and adult language, disturbing imagery, and just about anything you can deem as inappropriate. It is highly unsuitable for anyone under the age of 18, and viewer discretion is advised for all ages. You have been warned.
Hey there guys, it's ChaosMaelstrom time. Welcome back to more Monster Girl Quest. In the last episode, we finished things up at the Monster Lord's castle, also learned about Promestine's past. And I apologize, this is post-commentary, so I'm going to have to keep up with the dialogue here. So, in this episode, we're finally going to start our assault on heaven. So let's get right to it, as we are entered the navel of the world. Okay, well, Galda's just giving us a pep talk here, I guess. I guess kept this open longer than I thought. So this is the navel of the world, huh? I jump off Galda's back once a large ivory tower comes into view. All around, beautiful flowers are blooming. It feels like quite a paradise. But more than just the entrance to the heavens, it's a piece of heaven itself. But I'm still not in the very center. This is good. Thank you, Galda. With a cry of encouragement, Galda flies off. I don't want to attract too much attention, so I'll go the rest of the way on foot. But still, this place is strange. While walking on, I nervously look around. The decisive time for our strategy is at 9 in the morning, 1 hour from now. At exactly 9, all 4 Heavenly Knights will put in the discs. The seal will allow the gate to heaven to be used. What's that? A stone statue of an angel is next to the path. And there's another stone statue of a man clinging to it. I understand the angel statue here, but what's with the man? There's another over here. And there. I keep walking on passing the statues. Finally, I come across one without a male statue hugging it. There's a strange atmosphere about. I should be careful here. Leave. Suddenly, the statue on the path speaks. It can never be that easy, can it? The famous trap. Yep, we have to fight a statue. So they're enemies! I jump back, pulling out my sword. But there's no sign of the statue attacking. This is sacred ground, leave. Otherwise, the wrath of the heavens will fall upon you. She isn't attacking. Is this statue just here to warn people? Or is there some kind of trap to it? Alright, so the Trap Themis is a very simple and straightforward battle. However, if you don't know the trick to it, you will basically instantly lose. There's a simple trick that I'm going to show you right here. All you have to do is summon Sylph. Why you have to summon Sylph? Well, you will see in just a second here because strange gas gushes out of the statue's body. But the gust of wind blows the gas away. Yes, if you inhale that gas of wind, you will be overcome and you will basically cling to the statue and, well, let's say if you explode inside it, you become like those other men clinging to the statue. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a strange piece of art for the rest of your life, I suppose it's something you could do, but yeah. Also, now that I mentioned that, I want to mention, Ilias's evaluation for losing here. It's just like, what a horrible trap. Who would play such a terrible thing in this world? Ah, that's right, me. God, I love Ilias's dialogue. Even though she's the villain, you still love her. Because she's got such a good character. That's one thing I like about this game. The villains are very well written. Alright, well, now that we've gotten the Themis trap out of the way, there she goes. Themis trap fades away into particles and vanishes. Alright. I'm pretty sure he was just mentioning what I mentioned a moment ago here. Well, great, now there's just a big awkward spot where I'm not going to be able to say anything. Whoop-de-friggin-do. Brum brum blah 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 blah. There it goes. The Themis trap was defeated. Since she turned into particles, was that statue an angel? I can't tell either way, but there's no doubt it was a trap to block people from getting closer. And all of those humans who were clinging to the statues must be travelers who were caught. Turning people to stone indiscriminately. How horrible. Saddened by the scene, I weave through the statues as I move closer to the ivory tower. After a while, I come to an open, square-shaped garden. According to Tamamo, the center of this square is the true center, the navel of the world. So the gate of heaven will come here. No, actually, it's already here. It's just composed of such pure energy that I can't see it. I could probably see it if I summon forth all of my angel power, but there's no reason to strain myself like that so close to the final battle. Well, I guess I'll wait here for a bit. Letting out a sigh, I head toward a nearby step to sit down. Surprise battle! Yeah, right the frig out of nowhere! So the hero came all the way here. Suddenly, a stone statue in front of me opens her eyes. A monster? But I didn't feel any presence. If she can suppress her power that much, she must be strong. I am the guard over the gate of heaven. I've been standing guard here ever since the Great Monster Wars. As time went on, my mission slowly ceased to matter. But then Black Alice called out to me. Rather than sit around here, I should live a little more free life. And so you went over to Ilia's side. So bored of watching the gate of heaven, she was enticed by Black Alice and now guards it? How silly. But don't think of me as some normal monster. I was assigned as Watcher of the Heavens for generations. The power required for this role is nothing small. Alright, so the Gargoyle Girl. Right away, you're going to want to summon Gnome for this battle. She is pretty tough, substantially tough. Tougher than most enemies that we're going to be, we've fought in a while. But if you follow the right strategy, then it shouldn't be too bad. However, while I'm on the subject of that, you might notice that the Alice command is completely gone. Well, yeah, it's been gone for a while now. So we aren't going to be able to use Alice anymore for the rest of the game, for obvious reasons. Alright. So yeah, the Gargoyle Girl herself. She's pretty cute, but, you know, we have a duty to do, so we can't exactly get caught up in fooling around with her. Alright, now, when you get caught, you need to struggle free. Because she will start to turn to stone with you immediately. And because you're a part of her now, you need to struggle free of this. Or else you will also be turned to stone. You can only escape from this if you have Gnome. You escape, but then only I will be petrified. And now she turns completely to stone. So, she can't harm you anymore, right? Switch to Sylph. Yeah, she can use eye techniques to inflict you with status ailments if you still have Gnome out. It sucks. So you need to switch to Sylph immediately. Make sure you always have enough SP to do that. However, she doesn't spam it a whole lot, so she only has like 2 eye techniques that she can do at a time. But 4 turns later, she will release the petrification, so that's when you switch back to Gnome. Again, this is a pretty... That's why it makes this annoying in battle, because you're using SP to summon your spirits more than you need to. Of course, it would be better if we could get rid of Promostein's stupid seal. I would say thanks, Promostein, but, I don't. I'm kind of afraid of distorting that image more, because it's been getting more and more horrifying the more I've distorted it. I don't want to see where it ends up. It's only a matter of time before we get Promosteigus. I'm probably going to throw up a low effort picture of what I just said. But yeah. Okay. Now, more importantly, yeah, oh yeah, we're dealing with a monster right now. That is certainly something that's going on. Alright, so I heal here in anticipation of the binding, because you don't want to be around half health when you get bound, because you still get hurt for a few turns when bound. Alright, now I'm deciding what to do here. I decide to wait for one more round for her to unpetrify herself. So instead of when I switch to Gnome in anticipation for the next bind, I switch to Salamander. Alright. Almost done here. There we go. Alright, well, now that I've said all that, yeah, you have to immediately switch to Sylph, or else you will defeat yourself, essentially. Alright. Well, now that all that's over and done with, is it here where I anticipate the... Nope. Okay. And now here's where I switch to Salamander to finish her off. Or I just finish her off with the sword skill. Okay. Well, never mind. But yeah, she dead. We're done with her. If he'll ever click out of this text box. So the times have changed while I've stood here. To think a tough human like you could appear on the surface world. The Gargoyle Girl was sealed in the form of a statue. So, she just basically petrified herself again. Okay. Except this time she can't unpetrify. She was strong. After defeating her, I let out a sigh. All I can do now is wait here and pray for the 4 Heavenly Knights' success. Is this it in the center, then? Granberry arrives at the top of the tower. In the middle, there's a rotating silver dick mounted on a stand. It's the same type of dick that she's carrying. All she has to do now is wait for the signal from the others. Tamamo, can you hear me? I just arrived at the top. Focusing her thoughts, Granberry directs her mental energy toward Tamamo. Yes, I can hear you. I've just reached the top as well. If things go well for Eurubity and Alma Elma, perhaps we'll hasten the plan a bit. No. Wait a second. It looks like we have a visitor. No, you're the visitor here. I'll need to entertain you, Granberria. Here too. Stupid fox! You missed the party before, but now I'll dispose of you. Oh my, did you pick me to be your partner? I'll kill you this time! Let's continue from before, Eurubity. Sheesh. It looks like Luca will need to wait a little bit. Don't worry, he won't be sitting idle. There's a special assassin heading his way, too. Now, let's go! I'll show you the true difference between us this time. As you wish. Come! Oh dear, well, it looks like our job over here near the Gate of Heaven isn't quite done yet. It's almost time. Just a few more minutes until 9. Once they put in the dicks, the Gate of Heaven will appear. There's no point in waiting. Those 4 Heavenly Knights won't be able to do it. But either way, you're going down here. Ah! Suddenly appearing in front of me is... myself? Okay, my voice and my face. You're... me? Yes, I'm you. A trump card sent to deal with a disgraced hero. But we are completely equal in power. So I was created with a slight advantage. What would that advantage be? Doppelganger in front of me suddenly shimmers, and their hair grows longer and breasts swell up in their chest. Yep, remember the Doppelganger battle that Rogue Translator did, or whoever made that? I think it was Rogue. Yep, now there is a canonical version of that in Part 3. That was made back before Part 3 was out, so... yeah! And this is a little... interesting, don't you think? Well, now there is a canonical version of Doppelganger. Is this one going to be as hard as the other? Well, let's find out. After I save, of course. This gives me an advantage. Because in addition to my sword skills, I can do naughty things. Am I hallucinating? What's going on? It's no hallucination. I'm your clone. Your cells were gathered in the fight against Wormeal, and I was created. I have your skills and memories, and am a perfect match to you with them. In addition, I was given a woman's weapons. I'm fighting against myself. Well, I mean, yourself, kind of. I mean, a more feminine version of yourself, but let's be real. Who doesn't fantasize about doing naughty things with an alternate sex version of themselves? Alright, well, if that's true, then you shouldn't be able to know all my skills, so... The flash kills offset each other. Yeah, that works well. Skills cancel each other out. Didn't you hear me? I'm you. Of course I can use your skills just as well as you. Well, that's problematic. Alright, so I do something stupid here. Instead of summoning a spirit, I go for an attack to get an SP back. Which was a bad move because... Now I get stuck by the sauce draining sword. And... yeah. I mean... where she got that or how something like that works, I don't even know. But... yikes. Aw, you got away. I wanted to rape you so much too. Well, that means Luca wants to rape you too, but he has priorities, unlike you. Why are you listening to Ilias if you're a clone of me anyway? That doesn't make any sense. Unless, of course, they altered her moral standings. But yeah, any skill that we knew from her during the fight with Wormiel won't work on her. Then you don't know this skill. I only saw it used once before, but it was done with my own body. My body remembers how to do it. First, infuse my arm with the strength of the earth. Sharpen the blade with my fire, speed up my movement with the wind, and still my thoughts with water. Well, what's that technique? How come I don't know about it? The power of the 4 elements infuse Luca's right arm and lash out the Doppelgirl. Element Speaker! Yeah, that does a hell of a lot of damage! But for the SP cost, it's definitely devastating. Element Speaker. Heinrich taught it to me by using it at the Sealed Cinders prison. But it's just one skill. Do you think you can turn this around with just a single move? No, you're wrong. You're missing the most important thing. I inherited something even more important from Heinrich. The hero's soul! Even now, his soul burns on in me. What? Heinrich's soul is inside you? A normal opponent would probably just laugh at that proclamation. But if she's me, then... So what? I'm not jealous at all. Baka! As I thought, her internal turmoil was eating away at her. As I stare on, she slowly strips off her clothes. Oh my. Then I'll defeat you with sexual skills. That's harder for you to deal with, isn't it? That's true. But now she shouldn't be able to offset my own techniques. Okay, so now it's just a regular fight. And unlike the fight with the doppelganger by RT, you can summon the spirits and she won't be able to summon them as well. Yeah, it's odd the way it works like that, but I mean, it makes more sense this way, I guess. Alright, so now that we have Gnome summoned, we're just going to go ahead and beat her down. Again, she is she can be slightly tough, but not really. I mean, as long as you pay attention to your health bars and know to use Element Speaker, then it won't be too bad. You can beat her without using Element Speaker, but it's very long and very frustrating. Okay, well. Alright, and at this point, the video starts skipping. I think that might partially be why it doesn't work properly anymore. And oh my goodness me. Now to rape you. You wanted this, didn't you? I know well. Yeah, I'm sure you did. Well, given the chance, again, who wouldn't want to fuck a gender-swapped version of themselves? Alright. So, now that that's all over and done with, God, I'm probably gonna do something about the video here to make it flow together better. I'll probably just do some self-editing, but yeah. I'm gonna have to put off mating with you for now because as much as I would love to make an army of myself, you guys are gonna be loyal to Ilias, so yeah. And besides, why don't I beat you and then have my way with you? Because if I know anything, you don't have much endurance. Alright. And also, how come your HP is so much more than mine, huh? Is it because you're a woman? Well, I mean, if women can birth babies, I'm sure they have lots of HP. I can't believe I just said that. No, then why was I... The Doppelgirl sealed in the form of a small child. Now I can take care of small child me. No, really, we don't know what happens to her after this, so for all we know, Luca might have just left her there, but my headcanon is that he took her back to the Monster Lord's castle and just basically raised a small, lowly version of himself. Or maybe sent her to an orphanage or something. I don't know. But Luca wouldn't do something as horrible as abandon her. Alright. Oh, I also like Elise's quote for if you evaluate here. It's like, you raped yourself? Wouldn't that be considered some form of elaborate masturbation? Again, Elise's dialogue is great. You know what isn't great, though? A shaky video with glitchiness. But still, a clone? Seems like anything goes now. She was powerful, but I managed to win. If this is the strength the enemies are coming now, things aren't going to be easy for the 4 Heavenly Knights. But if it's them, I'm sure they'll be alright. I know their power firsthand, after all. Believing in the 4 of them, I quietly wait. And that's all for this episode. Next time on Monster Girl Quest, we'll see how things are going with the whole 4 Heavenly Knights. See you guys next time. Layers!